Welcome to the first day of my video series for 16 Days of Activism to End Violence Against Women and Girls. Today I'm going to be talking about our desire to blame victims, to blame women and girls for being subjected to abuse and violence. And when I'm lecturing, when I'm teaching, one of the things that I get delegates to do and get our students to do, to have a think about, is why is it so common? Because the culture of victim blaming, the behaviour of victim blaming, and the contempt, the resentment for women and girls who say they've been abused or raped or attacked or harassed or stalked or assaulted, it is everywhere. It's in every country in the world, and research demonstrates that those trends in victim blaming are pretty stable all over the world in different languages, cultures, religions, countries, little towns, massive cities. We don't really see that much difference in those victim blaming trends and patterns. So one of those exercises that we do as a warm-up to that is to ask people to consider, like, how has that become almost like a global behaviour? How have we transcended culture, history, religion, language to this common goal of hating, blaming women and girls who have been subjected to male violence? And one of the answers that comes up all the time, even there's lots of psychological and sociological theories as to why that is. I could probably get into those in another video. One of the reasons is that it's easier. It's so much easier to convince women and girls that there's something wrong with them, that they should have done something differently, that they were weak, they were vulnerable, they were naive, they took risks, they did something wrong, they should change something about themselves, than it is to address this massive global systemic problem of male violence. And whether people know that consciously or not, what they're doing is, in a way, sort of thinking, we can't solve male violence. They're not going to listen. These men are not going to change. We don't know how to solve it. None of our programs work. Perpetrator programs generally fail globally, and even the little small sort of community ones. So what can we do instead? Well, we control victims. We control women and girls. We control their bodies. We control their actions. We control their dress sense and their behaviour and where they go and who they go with and how they talk and who they see and that kind of thing. Really important for us to recognise that, in a way, we've lost control of male violence. I'm not sure we ever had control of it, but even within professionals, I think there's a level of feeling that, can we ever end this? Is this ever going away? And the answer, I suppose, or one of the answers I would give here, is that we're not going to make any progress whilst we still have such a level of resentment towards victims and a level of control towards them, that we believe essentially that the way to stop domestic abuse or sexual violence or harassment or stalking is to get women to make their lives smaller and smaller and shitter until basically they don't do anything and nobody can blame them for anything. It's impossible anyway. Even, I don't know, a woman who is sexually abused or raped at home in her dressing gown in her own living room is still going to be subjected to some level of victim blaming and misogyny. So one of the first conversations that has to happen is, what is driving such resentment and hatred of victims? I don't think it's as simple as just misogyny. I think misogyny plays a large part, but I think it is much broader than that. And in order for us to address male violence and to make progress, we have to look at this global culture of blaming women and girls, resenting them, having contempt for them, even hating them, speaking out, so that we can, I suppose, then move forwards. Because if we can't get past that first hurdle, we're not going anywhere fast.